Okay, so business model 8. There are at least 9 business models that I know of, that I interpret, that I see people doing within the high level community. And this is just a framework. There's no survey I've done. There's nothing I've queried high level itself and asked them, hey, do you see this happening, or do you have indications of this? None of that. All of that is my observation from the way I see people promoting their business, from the way I see people asking questions about how they do something with high level, about how people try to recruit, prospect, message what they are offering using high level, or knowing that they're using high level. And Model 8 is an interesting one because, first of all, it's not about the end user customer. It's not about business model 0, which is a company who is using high level to run their business, to do their business, for the operations of their business. All 9 of these business models are about a company who probably is a business model 0 company, but high level is a core portion of their fulfillment of their contractual obligation to their customer. So they're using high level as a component of their business, of their offer to the marketplace. And business model 7, 8, and 9 are specifically, they're about the marketplace of other high level agencies. So where business models 1 through 6 are about using high level to serve the end user client company, business model 7, 8, and 9 are about other high level agencies being who you're serving. And business model 8 is unique. Business model 8 is interesting because it's simultaneously the broadest, and it's also the easiest to describe. The description is simple: providing services to high level agencies. But what does that mean, and how do you apply it? How do you do it? So here's an example. When a high level agency says, I'm looking for a slide deck of pitch deck to sell high level, if someone says, here's the model here's the example I use, that might be business model 7, or it might be business model 8. That's probably a bad example because it's a gray area on the fence between those two, specifically. When the one that's even more common, and that's probably where I should have started, is high levels support is only available to high level agencies. The end user customer, business model 0, does not have direct access to high level unless they sign up through the affiliate and they actually have high level themselves. It's a gray area. It's a boundary. But if you're not a high-level agency, you can't contact high-level support directly. You have to go through your high-level agency. But some of these agencies are creative marketing agencies, advertising agencies. They're not software development agencies. They're not tech support agencies. They're not information technology. And so this community has sprung up of providers of tech support to other high-level agencies, and sometimes that's provided on more of a gray label basis. The high-level agency says, hey, if you have an issue with this kinds of things, here's my subcontractor, call them and they can help you solve that problem. So the high level agency can focus at that point on providing marketing services and marketing advice and creative design, and let their gray label support entity do the tech kind of things. Or sometimes those third parties are actually white labeled, and they'll actually produce a landing page that's branded to the high level agency, and have an email that's dedicated to support at the high level agency, and they'll have they'll answer the phone as if they are the technical branch of the high level agency, and it'll be white labeled, and it will appear to the end user customer, the client company, as if this is just the software side of the agency they get their marketing services from. So very much what can be very white labeled, and everything in between. And there can also be a consultative relationship where the high level agency doesn't actually have the customer contact this third party, but the customer, when they ask a question, the high level agency has an ongoing contractual relationship with the business model 8 high level support entity, such that they can call that entity to ask questions in addition to calling high level itself. And this is especially important in the case where the high level agency has developed a highly customized version of high level. So it's very much only built on a foundation of high level. They've expanded it so far that someone has to have a documentation of what the expansions are. And so if you were to call high level and say, hey, how do I solve this problem? High level doesn't have the documentation that shows the expansions you've made on your version of high level. And therefore they're going to tell you something, and it's not going to actually solve the problem because it doesn't take into account this other thing that you've done using a business model 9 company to give you that additional capability that you need for your niche market. And all of this is significant because these business model 8 businesses can greatly enhance the capacity of a otherwise very small business model 3, 4, 5, 6 high level agency. You can be a 1-person or 2-person web design company, but have one of these high level support entities as your backside office, white labeled, such that you're paying that high level support entity on a ongoing basis to offload from you onboarding of the client. So you might sell and onboard your creative services, and then you say, hey, and I'm going to have you have a conversation with my support entity to actually show you how to use the technical part of the software. And then on an ongoing basis, that person, because you have this white labeled relationship with the business model 8 high level support entity, you might have a case where if it's anything related to the technology, the client doesn't even call you. They call directly to your white label support entity, which happens to be this third party. And thus you get to focus on social media or web design or SEO or email copywriting, whatever it is that is the creative specialty that you as a business model 5 or 6 or even 3 is your unique probably not business model 3 is your unique specialty. Okay. But even if you're using the SaaS or SWAS business models, which is business models 3 and 4, it's valuable for many of these high-level agencies to have one of these support agencies as their first line of support, because unlike HighLevel, whatever the customizations that the HighLevel agency has applied, the white label support entity has that documentation, one, and two, that means that the HighLevel agency doesn't have to respond to all of the queries from the customer about how to do particular things. The HighLevel agency can maintain its focus on providing the marketing services that just run on the technology instead of being focused on the technology. All right, and with that, I'm Keith. I'm the bald guy. I help small businesses implement HighLevel, and I help HighLevel agencies determine how they're going to use HighLevel and refine the way they use HighLevel to support their clientele.